きの英国王ヘンリー6世の亡霊じゃ。我が一人息子、そして王位の継承者のエドワードもテュークスベリーの戦場で殺されてしまった。かくしてランカスター家の赤バラはわしらの流した血で一層色濃く染められたのだ。わしらを殺したのは誰だ。あの白バラがヨーク家の3兄弟、エドワード、ジョージ、そしてリチャードがその張本人だ。エドワードが今ではわしに代わって英国王の位にある。快楽と腐敗の生活のために病にかかり、その命も今や時間の問題だ。やつめ、実の弟クラレンス公ジョージを恐れロンドン島へ投獄しおった。そして今ここにいるのが3人のうちの抜弟、身も心も歪んだグロスター公リチャードだ。エドワードにクラレンスを敵対させたのはあの男だ。ロンドン島でわしを殺したのも、テュークスベリーの戦場で我が息子エドワードを殺したのもやつなのだ。そして今ややつは息子エドワードの未亡人アンが自ら英国王位を求めることのないようにと彼女との結婚を目論んでいる。我が英国の全ての悪を陰で操っているのがやつなのだ。この流血と悲しみの全てを巧みに操っているのがグロスター公リチャードだ。自分で英国王の位につきたがっているのが白バラのリチャードだ。神は天に、しかし悪魔は今この地上に我々の間にのさばっている。グロスター公リチャード。
Now is the winter of our discontent made a glorious summer by this sun of York, and all the clouds that roll upon the house in the deep bosom of the ocean buried. Now our brows bound with victorious deeds, our bruised arms hung up for monuments, our stand around to merry meetings, our dreadful marching to delightful measures. Grim visit to has promoted his winged front. And now, my brother Edward, King of England, kept us nimbly in the lady chamber to the lascivious pleasing of a lute. But I, that am not shaped for sportive tricks, I, that am rudely stamped, deformed, unfinished, sent before my time into this pleasing world, scarce half made up. Why, I, in this weak piping time of peace, have no delight to pass away the time unless by my shadow in the sun, and descant on mine own deformity. And therefore, since I cannot prove a lover to entertain these farewell spoken days, I am determined to prove a villain and hate the idle pleasures of these days. Plots have I made, industry dangerous, to set my brother Clarence and the king in deadly hate the one against the other. I'm so down to my soul. Here, Clarence comes. Brother, good day. What means this armed guard that wait upon your grace?
His Majesty, our elder brother Edward, tendering my person safety, has appointed this conduct.
Tis not the king that sent you to the tower, Elizabeth the queen, his wife, Clarence. 'Tis she that tempers him to this extremity. We are not safe, Clarence. We are not safe.
I beseech your graces both to pardon me. His Majesty has straightly given in charge that no one shall have private conference of what degree soever with his brother.
Even so, art please worship Breakenberry. You may partake of anything we say. We speak no treason.
I beseech your grace to pardon me. With all forbear your conference.
With all thy church, Breakenberry,
and we obey.
We are a queen's object, and must obey. Brother, farewell. I will answer the king. Then your imprisonment shall not be long. I will deliver you Meantime, have patience.
I must perforce. Farewell.
Good! To let the faster talk near return. Ship play clarice. I do love thee so that I will shortly send thy soul to heaven. And then I'll marry the Lady Anne. Although I killed her husband and her father-in-law, the readiest way to make me safe from her is to become her husband. But not for love. Oh, here comes Lady Anne, mourning the dead King Henry. But the short time coming up on this cut down like a cloud. Sit down, your honorable lord. Of the house of Lancaster. Oh, hear the lamentations of poor Anne, wife to the Edward, to the slaughtered son, stabbed by the self-same hand that made these wounds. Cursed be the hand that made these fatal holes. Cursed the heart that had a heart to do it. Curse the blood that fled this blood from hence. Come now with your holy Lord. In the midst of life, we are in there. Stay! You that bear the corpse and set it down! What black magician conjures up this fiend? Wonderful. Villains! Set down the corpse! Or by St. Paul, I'll make a course of him that disobeys!
May all stand back and let the call him pass!
Unmannered dog! Stand down when I command! Or by St. Paul, I'll strike this to my throat! What? Do you tremble? Are you all afraid? Avaunt! Thou dreadful minister of hell! She is sent for charity. Be not so cursed! Foul devil, for God's sake! Hence, and trouble us not. If thou delight to view thy heinous deeds, behold this pattern of thy butcheries! Oh! Oh, God! Revenge his death! Oh, revenge his death! Lady, you know no rules of charity, which renders good for bad, blessings or curses. Villain! Thou knowest no law of God, no man! No beast so fierce, but know some touch of pity. Fairer than tongue can name thee, let me have some patient leisure to excuse myself. Fowler! Than heart can think thee, thou canst make no excuse current. But I did not kill your husband.
Why then he...
Nay, he is dead and slain by my brother Edward's hand.
In the foul throne, thou liest! Didst thou not also kill this king? Oh, he was gentle, mild, and virtuous.
The better for the King of Heaven that hath him.
He is in heaven, where thou shalt never come.
I know so, but, gentle Lady Anne, your beauty was the cause. Your beauty which did haunt me in my sleep to undertake the death of all the world, so I might live 1 hour in your sweet bosom.
If I thought that, I tell thee, homicide, these nails should render beauty for my cheek.
These eyes could not endure sweet beauty's wreck. Cast not thyself, fair creature. It is quarrel most unnatural to be revenged on him that loved you.
It is a quarrel just unreasonable to be revenged on him that slew my husband.
He that best lady of the husband did heredity to a better
It's
husband.
better that not breathe upon the earth.
He lived that loved you better than he could.
Where is he?
Here. Why dost thou spit at me?
Would it were mortal poison for thy
Never
sake?
came poison from so sweet a
Never
place.
have poison a fouler thought. Out of my sight, thou dost infect my eyes.
Thine eyes, sweet lady, have infected mine. Those eyes of thine from mine have drawn so tears. My manly eyes did scorn humble tear, but thy beauty hath made them blind with weeping. I never shew friend nor enemy. My tongue could never run sweet smoothing words, but now thy beauty prompts my tongue to speak. Teach not thy lips such scorn, for it was made for kissing rage, not for such contempt. If the revengeful heart cannot forgive, lo, here I lend thee the sharpened sword, which is not free to hide in its true breast. I lay naked to the deathless, I humbly beg the death upon my knee. Nay, do not pause, for I did kill King Henry, but 'twas thy beauty that provoked me. Nay, now dispatch, 'twas I that stabbed young Edward Henry's son, but 'twas thy heavenly face that set me on. Take up that blade again, or take up me.
Arise, dissembler. Though I wish thy death, I will not be thy executioner.
Then bid me kill myself, and I will do it.
I have already...
Speak it again.
I would I knew thy heart.
Vouchsafe to wear this ring.
To take, it's not to give.
Look, how my ring encompasses thy finger. Even so thy breast enclose my poor heart. We are both of them, for both of them are thine. And now, please leave these sad designs to him that hath more cause to be a mourner. After I have solemnly interred this noble king to wet his grave with my repentant tears, I will, with all expedient duty, see you. Grant me this boon.
With all my heart, and much it joys me too, to see you are become so penitent. Reverend ladies, go along with me.
Bid me farewell.
'Tis more than you deserve.
Sirs, take up the cause. was ever woman in this human world? I'd have her, but I will not keep her long. Shine out, fair sun, till I have bought a glass, that I may see my shadow as I pass.
私はヘンリー6世の王子、エドワードの亡霊、テュークスベリーの戦いでクロスター公リチャードの抵抗された。はあ、なんと悲しいことか。私の愛しいアン、かつてあれは私の美しい妻だった。それが今ではこの悪魔のようなリチャードに惹かれているとは。そしてなんとおいたわしい、亡くなられた父君の亡骸は棺の中でずっと。はあ、この国に恐怖と悲しみが。赤バラは投げ捨てられ踏みつぶされた。白バラはツタツタに引き裂かれ紙切れのように風に散る。エドワード、クラレンス、そしてリチャードの3人は互いに相手を恐れ不信を抱いている。そして今ではエリザベス王妃、弟のリバース、息子のドーセットとグレーは侍従長ヘイスティングス、スタンリー卿、そしてバッキンガム公と対立している。そして先の英国王妃、私の哀れな年老いた母マーガレットはその連中みんなを呪い、そして呪われる。洋服が力を握って続く限りこの国に平和は訪れないのだ。そしてこの悪魔のようなリチャードが生きている限り死と破滅があるのみなのだ。There's no doubt His Majesty will soon become his accustomed health. Therefore, for God's sake, entertain good comfort and share His grace with
If he are dead, what will become of me?
The heavens have blessed you with a good reason, the young Prince Edward, to be your comforter when he's gone.
Oh, he is young, and his minority is put at the trust of Richard Gloucester, a man that loves not me nor none of you.
If it concluded, he shall be Lord Protector.
It is concluded.
Here come the lords of Buckingham and Stanley.
Good time of day unto your royal grace. God make your majesty joyful as you have been.
So is the king today, my lord Stanley.
Just now, the Duke of Buckingham and I have come from visiting his majesty.
What likelihood of his amendment, lord?
Madam, good hope, his grace speaks cheerfully.
Oh, God grant him help. Did you confer with him?
Madam, we did. He desires to make atonement between the Duke of Gloucester and your brothers, and between them and my Lord Chamberlain, the Lord Hastings.
With all are well, but that will never be. I fear our happiness...
They do me wrong! They do me wrong! I will not endure it! Who are they that comprehend the king, that I forsooth am stern and love them not?
In all this presence, speaks to your grace.
They that have no honesty, no grace. When have I injured thee? When done thee wrong? Oh thee, oh any of a faction, a plague upon your own!
We know your meaning, Brother Gloucester. You envy my advancement and my friends. God grant we never may have need of
Many
you.
times, God grant, I have need of you. Our brother Clarence is imprisoned by your means.
I never did incense His Majesty against the Duke of Clarence, but have been an earnest advocate to plead for him. My lord, you do me shameful injury, falsely to draw me in these vile suspects. By heaven, I will acquaint His Majesty those gross taunts which often have endured. I had rather be a country servant maid than a great queen. Small joy have I being ignorant queen.
What? Threat you me with telling of the king? Tell him, and spare not.
Out! Devil! I do remember too well. Thou slewest my husband, Henry, in the Tower of London, and Edward, my poor son, at Tewkesbury battlefield. Hear me, you wrangling pirates! Which of you trembles not that looks on me? Oh, gentle villain! Do not turn away!
Out, winked witch! Rather than banish on pain of death!
I was! But I do find more pain in banishment than death can yield me here by my abode. A husband and a son thou owest to me, and thou a kingdom. All of you allegiance! Edward, thy son, which now is Prince of Wales. For Edward, my son, which was Prince of Wales, die in his youth by like untimely violence. Thyself a queen, for me that was a queen, outlive thy glory like my wretched self.
Have done thy turn, thou hateful, withered hack!
The worm of conscience still below thy soul. Thy friends suspect for traitors while thou livest, and take deep traitors for thy dearest friends. No sleep close up that deadly eye of thine, unless it be while some tormenting dream affrights thee with hell of death, ugly devils! Thou, elvish marked, abortive, rooting hog!
Marriage!
Richard! Oh, let me make the period to my curse.
Stand by me and end in marriage.
Thus have you breathed your curse against yourself.
Poor painted queen, vain flourish of my fortune. Why strewest thou sugar on that bottled spider, whose deadly web ensnareth thee about? Fool, fool! The time will come that thou shalt wish for me to help thee curse that poisonous bunchbacked toad.
Have done! Have done!
Oh, princely Buckingham, I'll kiss thy hand. In sign of league and amity with thee, now fair before thee and thy noble house, thy garments are not spotted with our blood. Know thou within the compass of my curse. Know thou within the compass of my curse, O Buckingham. Take heed of yonder dog. Have not to do with him. Beware of him. Sin, death, and hell have set their marks on him, and all their ministers are tender.
What that is there, my lord of Buckingham?
Nothing that I respect, my gracious lord.
Oh, but remember this another day, when he shall split thy very heart with sorrow, and say, poor Margaret was a prophetess. Live, each of you the subjects to his hate, and he to yours. All of you to God!
My head does stand on end to hear her curses, and so doth mine.
I cannot blame her. That she has had too much wrong. I repent my part thereof that I have done to her.
I never did her any to my knowledge.
But you have all the bounties of her wrong. How now, Gatsby?
Madam, His Majesty does call for you, and for your grace, and you, my noble lord.
Catesby, I come. Lords, will you go with me?
Madam, we will attend your grace.
The secret mischiefs that I set afloat, I lay under the grievous charge of others, and thus I close my naked villainy and seem a saint when most I played devil. Oh, here come my executioners. How now, my hardly stout resolved mate? Are you now going to dispatch this state?
We are, my lord, and come to have the warrant that we may be admitted where he is.
Well thought upon. I have it here about me. Be sirs, be set in execution. Do not hear him plead, for Clarence is well spoken, and perhaps may move your heart to pity if you ask.
Swear on, my lord. We will not stand and talk, be assured. We go to use our hands.
I like you that. About your business street. Go. Good. Dispatch.
Why looks your grace so heavily today?
Oh, I have passed a miserable night, so full of ugly sight, of ghostly dreams, that, as I am a Christian faithful man, I will not spend another such a night. So full of dismal terror was the time.
What was your dream?
I thought that I had broken from the tower and stumbled, falling into the tumbling billows of the sea. Rose, Rose! What pain it was to drown! What dreadful noise of waters in my ears! What sights of ugly death within mine eyes! Methought I saw 1,000 fearful legs, 10,000 men that fishes gnawed upon, riches of gold, great anchors, heaps of pearls, inestimable stones, unvalued jewels, all scattered in the bottom of the sea. Some lay in dead man's skulls, in those holes where eyes did once inhabit. There were cracked reflecting gems, and marked the dead bones that lay scattered by.
Awake you not with death so agony?
Oh, no, no. My dream was lengthened after life. The first, where did greet my stranger soul was, Edward, dead King Henry's son. A shadow, like an angel, with bright hairs, doubled in blood, and he shrieked out aloud, "Crazy come! Who's breathing poison currents that stab me in the field by Tewkesbury? Seize on him! Here he is! Take him to your torment!" With that, I trembling wake.
No matter, my lord. I am afraid to hear you tell it.
Oh, Breakenbury, I have done those things which now bear evidence against my soul. For my brother Edward's sake. And now he's king. See how he look at me. Oh God, Spare my guiltless life and my poor children. I pray thee, gentle keeper, stay by me. My soul is heavy and pain with sleep.
I will, my lord. Go to give your grace and good rest.
Princes have not their titles or their glory. They often feel a world of restless cares. In God's name, what are you?
I would speak with Clarence.
Show him our commission.
I am in this commanded to deliver the noble Duke of Clarence to your hand. Here are the keys. There lies the Duke of Clarence asleep. I to the king and signify to him that I have resigned my charge to you.
Do so. Fare you well.
What? Shall we stab him as he sleeps?
No, then he was done cowardly when he wakes.
When he wakes? By whom? He shall never wake to the judgment.
Why then he will say we stabbed him sleeping?
Judging of that word, judgment has bred a kind of remorse in me.
What? As thou fate?
Not to kill him, having a warrant for it, but to be damned for killing him from which no warrant can defend us.
I thought you had been resolute.
So I am! To let him live.
I'll back the Duke of Gloucester and tell him so.
I pray thee stay by. I hope my holy humor will change.
How do you feel now?
But some certain dregs of conscience are yet within me.
Remember our reward when the deed is done.
Soon I had forgot the reward.
Where is thy conscience now?
In the Duke of Gloucester's purse.
So, when he opens his purse to give us a reward, thy conscience, rise up!
Hark, he starts.
Shall I strike?
No! First, let's reason with him. Where art thou, keeper? Give me a cup of wine. In God's name, what art thou? A man, as you are. Wherefore do you come? To murder me?
Aye.
Aye. You scarcely have the heart to tell me so, and therefore cannot have the heart to do it. I, my friend, have I offended you?
Offended us you have not. But the king,
I shall be reconciled to him again. Never, my lord. Therefore, prepare to die.
Did you undertake it? Stand up! What we will do, we do upon command.
And he that commanded is a king.
Erroneous vassal.
The great king of kings has in the tables of his royal commanded that thou shalt do no murder. Take heed,
for he holds vengeance in his hand to hurl on their heads that break his road.
How canst thou urge God's dreadful law to us, when thou hast broke it in so dear degree?
Alas, if you be hired for money, go back again, and I will send you to my brother Gloucester, who shall reward you better for my life than Edward will for tidings of my death.
You are deceived. Your brother Gloucester hates you. 'Tis he that sent us hither now to slaughter thee.
It cannot be, for when I parted with him, he swore that he would labor my delivery.
Why, so he does. Now he delivers thee to the joys of heaven.
Make peace with God, or you must die, my lord.
Hast thou that holy feeling in the soul? Sirs, revenge can save the old discovery and revenge, not to relent his beastly, savage, devilish. I spy something in the looks, my friend. Look behind you, my lord. Take that!
A bloody deed, and desperately dispatched. How fain, like pirate, would I wash my hands of this most grievous guilty murder done.
How now? What meanest thou that thou help me not? By heavens, the Duke of Gloucester shall know how struck thou art.
Take that of me, and tell him what I say, for I repent me that the Duke is slain.
Continue in this United League. Every day expect my Redeemer to redeem me. And now in peace my soul shall part to heaven, since I have set my friends at peace on earth. Rivers and Hastings, take each other. Dissemble not your hatred, swear your love.
By heaven, my soul is purged from grudging hate, and with my hand I seal my true heart's love.
So strive I, as I truly swear the like.
Take heed you dally not before your king, lest he that is the supreme king of kings confound your hidden faults.
So prosper I, as I swear perfect love.
And I, as I love Hastings with my heart.
Madam, yourself are not exempt in this, nor your nephew Dorset. Buckingham lawyer, you have been factious one against the other. Wife, love Lord Hastings. Let him kiss your hand. And what you do, do it unfeignedly.
Here, Hastings, I will never more remember our former hatred. So, thrive I and mine.
Dorset, embrace him, Hastings, the Lord Dorset.
This interchangeable.
I can protest upon my part shall be inviolable.
And so swear I, my lord.
Now, Prince Buckingham, seal thou this league, and make me happy in your unity.
Madam, whenever Buckingham does turn his hate upon your grace, and does not cherish you and yours, God punish me with hate.
A pleasing cordial, Prince Buckingham. Is this thy bond to my sickly heart? There wanteth now a brother Gloucester here to make the perfect period of this peace.
Now in good time, here comes Sir Richard Ratcliffe and the noble Duke of Gloucester.
Good morrow to my sovereign, king, and queen, and princely peers, a happy time of day.
Happy indeed, as we have spent the day. Brother, we have done deeds of charity, made peace of enmity, fair love of hate. Between these swelling long-incensed peers,
Blessed to labor my most sovereign dish, I too desire to reconcile me to this friendly peace. First, madam, I entreat true peace of you. Of you, my noble cousin Buckingham. If ever any grass were rooted between us. Of you, Grey. And you, Lord Rivers, and of Dorset, that all without desert have frowned on me. Dukes, earls, lords, gentlemen, in need of all.
A holy day shall this be kept hereafter. I would to God all strifes were well confounded. My sovereign liege, I do beseech your highness to take our brother Clarence to your grace.
Why, madam? Who knows not that the noble Duke of Clarence is dead? Clarence is dead?
who knows not he is dead? Who knows he is?
Oh, thank heaven! What a world is this? Clarence, dead?
Look, I so pale, Lord Dorset, as a rest.
I, my good lord, and no one in this presence, but his red cloud has passed towards his cheeks.
Is Clarence dead? Is Clarence dead? My order was reversed.
But he, poor soul, by your first order, died.
My brother slew no man. His fault was thought, and yet his punishment was cruel death. Who sealed to me for him? Who in my rage kneeled at my feet and bade me be advised? Who spake of brotherhood? Who spake of love? The proudest of you all have been beholding to him in his life, yet none of you would once plead for his life. Oh God, I fear thy justice will take hold on me, and you and mine, and yours for this. Come, Hastings, help me to my clothing. Oh, God. Oh, Clarence.
Come, let us in to comfort Edward with our company.
is Grandam? Is our father Clarence dead?
No, boy.
Why do you wring your hand and cry, oh Clarence, my unhappy
Why
dad?
do you look on us and shake your head and call us wretches, orphans, castaways? Is that our noble father be alive?
My pretty grandchildren, you mistake me much. I do lament the sickness of the king, my eldest son. Not your father's death. Oh, it was a sorrow to wear one that flows.
Then Grandam, you go good that he is dead. The king, my uncle, is to blame for this. God will revenge it. Oh God, oh God.
Children, peace. The king doth love you well. You cannot guess who caused your father's death.
Grandam, he can. For my good uncle Gloucester told me the king, provoked by the queen, devised impeachment to imprison Clarence. And when my uncle Gloucester told me so, he went and hugged me in his arms and kindly kissed my cheek.
Oh, that deceit should steal such gentle shapes and hide such deep vice. Gloucester is my son. Therein lies my shame.
Think you my uncle did this thing, Grandam?
Aye, boy.
I cannot think it. Shall he not be doing and we?
What means this silver impatience?
Edward, my lord, your son, our king, is dead. Oh, for my husband, for my dear lord Edward, oh, for our family, dear Colonel.
Alas, for both mine, Edward and Clarence.
What a day had I, but Edward, and he's gone. What stay had we, but Colonel, and he's gone.
What stays had I but they, and they are gone.
What never we all had so dear a lost. What never orphan had so dear a lost.
We are orphans. What never a mother had so dear a loss. Alas, I am the mother of these smalls. Alas, you three, I am your sorrow's nurse, and I will pamper it with lamentation.
Comfort the aunt. Madam, bethink you like a careful mother of the young Prince Edward, your son, send straight for him. Let him be crowned in him a comfort leaders.
Sister, have comfort. All of us have called to wear the dimming of a shining star, but none can cure their harms by wearing them.
You cloudy princes and heart-sorrowing peers that bear this heavy mutual load of moan. Now, cheer each other in each other's love. Though we have spent our harvest of this king, we are to reap the harvest of his son. Meseemeth it good that forthwith from Ludlow town, the young Prince Edward be fetched hither to London to be crowned our king.
And so say I.
Again be it so, and go we to determine who they shall be that straight shall post to Ludlow. Madam, and you, my sister, will you go to give your senses in this weighty business?
With all our hearts.
With all our hearts.
Now, my lord, whoever journeys to the prince at Ludlow, for God's sake, let not us two stay behind, for on the way I'll part the queen's proud kindred from the king.
My other self, my counsel, my prophet. My dear cousin, I, like a child, will go by thy direction. Tomorrow's Lazaro then, for will not stay behind.
Ava, well met. With the way so fast.
I promise you, I scarcely know myself.
Here is the news abroad. Aye, that the king is dead.
I fear to prove a giddy world.
Neighbors, Godspeed.
That this news hold good King Edward's death. Aye, sir, it is too true.
Then, masters, look to seek a troublous world.
No, by God's good grace, his son shall reign.
Oh, to that land that's governed by a child.
In him, there is the hope of government.
So stood the state when Henry VI was crowned in Paris, but at 9 months old.
Stood the state so? No, good friends. For then the king had virtuous uncles to protect his grace. Why so hasty? Oh, full of danger, the Duke of Gloucester, and the queen's brother haughty and proud. Come, we fear the worst. All shall be well.
When clouds appear, wise men put on their cloaks. When great leaves fall, the winter is at hand. When the sun sets, that's not book for night.
Oh, maybe well.
Truly, the souls of men are full of dread.
Before the times of change stirs itself, we see the water swell before boisterous storm. But leave it all to God.
Whither away? We were sent for to the justices, and so was I. I bear you company.
Tomorrow or next day, they will be here.
I long with all my heart to see Prince Edward, my grandson. I hope he's much grown since last I saw him.
But I hear no. They say my son of York has almost overtaken him in his growth.
Aye, madam.
But I would not have it so.
Why, my grandson? It is good to grow.
Small hearts have grace. Great we to grow apace. Methinks I could not grow so fast, because sweet flowers are slow, and weeds make haste.
I pray thee, pretty York, who told you this?
Granda, my uncle Gloucester, a pious boy, God damn!
Oh, good madam, be not angry with the child. Here comes a messenger. What news?
Such is, my lord, as pleased me to unfold.
How fare the prince?
Well, madam, and in health.
What is thy news then?
Lord Rivers and Lord Grey are sent to Pomfret Castle, prisoners.
Who hath committed them?
The mighty dukes, Gloucester and Buckingham.
For what offense?
The sum of all I can, I have disclosed. Why? Well, for what these nobles are committed is all unknown to me, my gracious lord.
I see the downfall of our house. Welcome, destruction, death, and massacre. I see at the the end of all.
Accursed and unquiet wrangling days, How many of you have mine eyes beheld? And now my sons make war upon themselves, brother to brother, blood to blood, self against self. Oh, let me die to look on death no more.
My gracious ladies both, come, I'll tender you and all of yours.
Come, bring forth the grenades.
Sir Richard Ratcliffe, let me tell thee this. Today shalt thou behold the subject die. For truth, for duty, and for loyalty.
God give the young Prince Edward from all the pack of you, and not you are of damned bloodsuckers.
You live that shall cry war for this hereafter.
Dispatch! The limit of your lives is out.
Oh, Pomfret, Pomfret Castle. Oh, thou bloody prison! King Richard II here was hacked to death, and former slander to thy dismal seat. We give thee up a guiltless blood to drink.
Now, old Queen Margaret's curse is poured upon our heads, when she exclaimed on Hastings, you and I were standing by when Richard stabbed her son.
Then curse she Hastings. Then curse she Buckingham. Then curse she Richard. Oh, remember God.
Make haste! Your death is expiate.
Come, Grey. Let us now embrace. And take our leave until we meet in heaven.
Dispatch!
Welcome, dear cousin. My so sovereign, the weary way has made you melancholy.
No, uncle, but our hardships on the way have made it tedious, wearisome, and heavy.
My lord, the mayor of London comes to greet you.
God bless your grace with health and happy days.
I thank you, good my lord, and thank you all. I thought the queen, my mother, and my brother York, with long wearities, have met us on the way.
Now in good time, here comes Duke of York, your brother.
Your Majesty, my royal lord, so must I call you now. I, brother, to our grief, as it is yours.
How fair, our cousin, noble lord of York!
I thank you, gentle uncle.
Oh, my lord, you said that idle weeds are fast in growth. The prince, my brother, has outgrown me far.
He has, my lord.
And therefore is he idle.
Oh, my dear cousin, I must not say so.
Then you should favor him, madam me.
He may command me as my sovereign. But you have power in me as in a kinsman.
Say, Uncle Gloucester, where shall we stay till our coronation?
Where it seems best unto your royal self. If I may counsel you, some day or two, your highness shall report you at the tower.
I do not like the tower of any place. I pray you, uncle, give me this dagger.
My dagger, little cousin? What? Would you have my weapon, little lord?
I would, that I might thank you, as you call me.
How?
Little. My lord of York will still be waiting talk. Uncle, your grace knows how to bear with him. You mean to bear me, not to bear with me? Uncle, my brother mocks both you and me, because that I'm a little like an ape. He thinks that you should bear me on your shoulders.
My lord, will you pass along?
What? Will you go unto the tower, my lord? My lord protector needs will have it so. I shall not sleep in quiet at the tower.
Why? What should you fear?
My Uncle Clarice's angry ghost, the Duchess of York. My granddad told me he was murdered there. I fear no, Uncle's dead. But with a heavy heart, I go unto the tower.
By his suffering mother, the queen, to taunt and scorn you thus?
No doubt, no doubt. Oh, 'tis a palace boy. He's all manners from top to top.
Oh, let them rest. Come hither, Catesby. What thinkst thou? Is it not an easy matter to make William Lord Hastings of our mind for the installment of this noble Duke of Gloucester in the seat royal of this famous isle?
Lord Hastings so loves young Prince Edward that he will not do anything against him.
What thinkst thou then of Stanley? What will he?
He will do all in all as Hastings does.
Well then, no more but this. Go, gentle Catesby, and sound thou, Lord Hastings, how he does stand affected to our purpose, and summon him tomorrow to the tower to talk about the coronation. Good Catesby, go, affect this business soundly.
My good Lord boss, with all heed I may.
Now, my lord, what shall we do if we perceive Lord Hastings will not yield to our complots?
Chop off his head, man! Somewhat we will do. And look, when I am king, claim thou me of the earldom of Hereford, the movables, where the king my brother stood possessed.
I claim that promise at your grace's hands.
And look to have it yielded with all willingness. Come, let us sup.
Land that is born of food has but a short time to live.
今やリチャードは二人の王子を共に手中に収めた。そして二人をロンドン島へ送り込んだ。わしが殺されたあのロンドン島へ。わしにはわかる。 奴はあの子たちをあそこで抹殺させるつもりなのだ。リチャードが英国王にどんどん近づいていく。そして今度は自分を王として支持するよう呪術長ヘイスティングスを説き伏せるに違いない。しかしスタンレー卿が2人とも手遅れになる前にリチャードの手の内から逃げるようにと進めるのだ。ところがヘイスティングスはそれを拒みおった。大変な過ちだ。あの男が次のリチャードの餌食になるだろう。ああ、もしわしがこの世に再びよみがえることができるなら、この手で何千回でもあの男を刺し殺してくれるのに。
Man that is born of has but a short time to live.
Where is the Lord Hastings?
What home, my lord? My lord Hastings!
Soon open at the door!
A messenger from the Lord Surrey!
First, the Lord Stanley commend him to your noble lordship, and then he sent you word. He dreamed tonight the ball had struck his helmet off.
The ball? Ah, Gloucester England. You mean he dreamt that Richard, Duke of Gloucester, had struck off Stanley's helmet?
Aye, my lord, and therefore send to know your lordship pleasure, if presently you will take horse with him, and with all speed escape with him toward north to shun the danger.
Go, fellow, go. Return unto thy lord. Tell him his fears are shallow, wanting instance, and for his name he is foolish. To trust the mockery of unquiet slumbers, to fly the boar before the boar pursues, or to incense the boar to follow us. Go, bid thy master, come to me, and we will both together to the tower, where he shall see the boar will use us kindly.
My gracious lord, I'll tell him what you say.
Many good morrows to my noble lord.
Good morrow, Kisby. What news in this tottering state?
It is a reading world indeed, my lord, and I believe to never stand upright till Richard wears the garland of the realm.
How? Wear the garland? Do you mean the crown? Does Richard hope to wear the crown himself?
Aye, my good lord.
I have this crown mine cut from my shoulders. Yeah, I see the crown so foul misplaced. To bar Prince Edward from the throne of England. God knows, I will not do it to the death.
God keep your lordship in the gracious mind.
Ah, good Lord Stanley, come on. Where is your boar spear, man? Fear use a boar and go so unprovided?
My lord, good morrow. Good morrow, Casey. You may jest on, but by the Holy Cross, I do not like this dealing of Richard, Duke of Gloucester.
My lord, I hold my life as dear as you do yours. Thank you, but that I know ourselves secure, I will be so triumphant as I am.
Pray God, I say, I prove a needless cause! What? Shall we toward the tower?
Come, my lord, let us away.
Buckingham, a word with you. Catesby has sounded Hastings in the business, and finds he would rather lose his head than give consent his master's son, Edward, Prince of Wales, shall lose the loyalty of England's throne.
Oh, I'm sorry to my lord of Norfolk.
What's wrong, my lord?
Oh, Mr. Philip, I'm sorry. My lord of Norfolk. I'm sorry.
at once. The cause why we are met is to determine of the coronation of King Edward V. In God's name, speak. When is the royal day?
Are all things ready for that royal time?
There and once, but nomination.
Tomorrow, then I judge a happy day.
Tomorrow, in my opinion, is too sudden.
Oh, no, the Lord Protector's mind herein. Who is most inward with the noble Duke of Gloucester?
Your Grace, we think you should certainly know his mind.
Ooh, aye, my lord. I know the Duke of Gloucester's mind. I know no more of his than you of mine. Lord Hastings, you and he are near in love.
I thank His Grace. I know the Duke of Gloucester loves me well. But for his purpose in the coronation, I have not sounded him, nor he delivered. His gracious pleasure anyway is therein. But you, my noble lords, may name the time, and in Duke's behalf I will give my voice.
Now in good time, here comes the Duke himself.
My noble lords and cousins. Oh, good tomorrow.
As you not come upon your cue, my lord, William Lord Hastings has pronounced your part, I mean your voice, for crowning of the King Edward V.
No man might be bolder than Lord Hastings. His lordship knows me well and loves me well.
I thank your grace.
Hastings. Thou art a traitor! Oh, with his head! Radcliffe, look that it be done. The rest that wrong me, rise and follow me.
Oh, for England! Not a whit for me! For I too found might have prevented this. Stanley did claim the ball did strike his helmet off, but I disdained it and did score to fly. Oh, Margaret! Margaret! Now thy heavy curse is lighted up for Hastings' wretched head.
Come, dispatch! 'Tis bootless to exclaim.
Oh, bloody Richard! Miserable England! Come! Lead me to the block! Bear him my head. There, smile at me, that shortly shall be dead!
クラレンス、リバース、そしてグレーも処刑された。年若き王子はロンドン島で囚われの身となっている。そして今、リチャードにとって最後の邪魔者であるヘイスティングスも濡れ衣を着せられ処刑されようとしている。 信心深いキリスト教徒だと偽って奴はバッキンガムを使いロンドン市長と市民を説き伏せ英国王リチャードを宣言しようというのだ。私には栄えある英国の崩壊と破滅が見える。
Lord Mayor of London, the reason we have sent...
Defend it!
Defend the goddess!
Oh, be patient. They are friends and Radcliffe and Gravel.
Here is the head of that ignoble traitor, Hastings.
Oh dear, I love the man that I must reap. I took him for the plainest harmless creature that breathes upon this earth a Christian.
He was a most secret traitor. Lord Mayor, would you imagine that this subtle traitor, Hastings, this day had plotted in the council house to murder me and my good Lord of Gloucester?
What? Did he so?
Indeed, my lord. The peace of England and our personal safety enforced us to this execution.
Now fear before you. He deserved his death, and you, my good lords both, have well proceeded. I restrain our dutiful citizens with all your just proceeding in this cause.
And so, my good Lord Mayor, we bid farewell. Now, my lord, the mayor is here at hand, in tense and fear. Be not you spoke with, but by mighty suit. Look, you get a prayer book in your hand, and stand between two churchmen, good my lord.
I go, and if you will plead well, no doubt, we'll bring it to a happy issue.
I think the Duke will not be spoke with all. Oh, here comes his servant. How now, Gatsby? What says he?
My lord, he is with him, with two right reverend fathers, divinely bent to meditation, and in no worldly suit would he be moved, to draw him from his holy exercise.
Ah, my lord, this prince is not an Edward. He's not lying on a lewd leather bed, but on his knees at meditation. Return, good Catesby, unto the gracious Duke of Gloucester, and tell him, myself, the good Lord Mayor, and the citizens of London are come to have some conference with his grace. Happy why England would this virtuous prince, Richard, Duke of Gloucester, take on himself the sovereignty thereof. But sure, I fear, we shall never win him to it.
God bless your grace, should say as may.
I fear he will.
See where he stands with two between clergymen.
Two books of virtue for a Christian prince to stay him from the fall of vanity. And see, a book of prayer in his hand, true ornaments to know a holy man. Famous Plantagenet, most gracious prince, lend favorable ears to our request, and pardon us the interruption of thy devotion and right Christian zeal.
My lord, I do beseech you pardon me, to earnest in the service of my God. But leaving this, what is your gracious pleasure?
This noble isle doth want her proper limbs, her face is faced with scars of infamy, which to recure we heartily solicit your gracious self to take you on the charge and kingly government of this your land, not as a Lord Protector, but as King of England. And thus consulted with the citizens, in this just suit come I to move your grace. Then, good my lord, take to your royal self this proffered benefit of dignity.
Do, good my lord, your citizens entreat you.
Mighty lord, this proffered love.
Oh, make them joyful and grant their offers.
Alas! Why would you heap cares on me?
I am unfit for state and majesty. I cannot know. I will not yield to you.
If you refuse it, whether you accept our suit or no, your brother's son, Prince Edward, shall never reign a king, for we will plant some other in the throne. And in this resolution, here we leave you. Come, citizens! Zoons! I entreat no more.
Oh, do not fear, my lord Buckingham.
Call them again, my lord, and accept the suit.
Do good, my lord, rest order and rule. Do you enforce me a word of care? Well, call them again. I am not made of stone, but payable to their kind entreaties, albeit against my conscience and my soul. Cousin of Buckingham, and the sage grey man, since you will back the fortune on my back to bear her burden, whether I will or no, I must have patience endure the load.
Then I salute you with this kingly title. Long live Richard, England's royal king!
Amen. King Richard! King Richard III!
Will it please you to be crowned tomorrow?
Even when you please, since you will have it so.
Tomorrow, then, we will attend your grace, and so most joyfully we take our leave.
Come! Let us do our holy task again! Farewell, good cousin. Farewell, gentle friends!
エドワード・クラレンスを失ったヨーク公爵夫人、そしてやがて英国王妃の位をいただくであろう哀れなアン夫人だ。3人揃って王子たちに会うためにロンドン島へ向かっている。しかしあのリチャードが許すはずがない。そのリチャードもついに英国王に、そして今度は王妃の娘エリザベスとの結婚を目論んでいる。だがこの最後の企てはうまくはいかぬ。決していかぬ。やがて一人また一人と奴の仲間も味方も奴から寝返りを打ち、その先頭を切るのがバッキンガムだ。そしてスタンリーの甥リッチモンド伯ヘンリーがフランス亡命から軍隊を率いてこの英国に戻ってくる。誰もがこぞってあの子を歓迎するだろう。そして必ずや彼はこの英国に平和をもたらしてやろう。
My grandchild, little Margaret, daughter of my poor dead Clarence, led in the hand of her kind aunt Richard's unhappy wife, the Lady Anne. She is wandering to the tower to greet the tender princess. Daughter, well met. God give your graces both a happy and a joyful time of day.
As much to you, good sister.
Whither away, no farther than the tower, to gratulate the gentle princess there.
Kind sister, thanks. We'll eat all together. And here the good keeper comes. Pray you, how does the Prince Edward and my little Duke of York?
Right well, dear madam. By your patience, I may not suffer you to visit them. The king has straightly charged the contrary.
The king? Who is that?
I mean the Lord Protector, Richard, King of England.
I am their mother. Who should keep me from them? I am their father's mother. I will see them.
No, madam, no. I am bound by oath. Therefore, pardon me.
Come, madam.
Madam. Oh, you must straight to Westminster there to be crowned Richard's royal queen.
Oh, cut my laces and the oils as well with this dedicating news. This frightful tidings. Oh, unpleasing news.
Be of good death, good time, how fair your grace.
Oh, does it speak not to me, get ears. Go across the seas and live with Richmond.
Through wise care is your counsel, madam. Does it take the swift advantage of the hours? You shall have letters from me to my nephew, Richmond. Come, madam, come! I in all haste was sent.
And I, in all unwillingness, will go. I would to God that inclusive words of God of metal that must rouse my brow while let hot steel to sear me to the blade.
Go, go, poor soul. I envy not thy glory.
No, why, when he that is my husband now hath made me miserable, for never since hath kept my eyes from rest, for never yet 1 hour in his bed did I enjoy the golden dew of sleep, but with his timorous dreams was still awake. Besides, he hates me, and will, no doubt, shortly be rid of me.
Poor heart, adieu, I pity thee.
And from my soul, I mourn for you.
Farewell, the world will come glory.
Adieu, poor soul, that takes thy leave of it. Dorset, go thou to Richmond, and good angels guard thee. Go thou to Richard, and good angels guard thee. I to my grave, where peace and rest lie with me. 80-odd years of sorrow have I seen.
Stay! Yet look back with me unto the tower. Pity, you ancient stones, those tender babes, my Edward, and little Duke of York, whom Richard hath immured within your walls, left clean for such little pretty ones, loose-leggedness, use my babies well.
So sorrow with your stones. Farewell.
Buckingham.
My gracious sovereign.
Give me thy hand. That's high. By thy advice and thy assistance is King Rich seated. But shall we wear these honors for they? Oh, they shall thus we rejoice in them.
Still live they, and forever may they last.
Oh, Buckingham, young Prince Edward lives. Think now what I would say.
Say on, my loving lord.
Why, Buckingham? I say I would be king.
Why, so you are my fresh renowned liege.
Huh? Am I king? 'Tis so. But young Edward lives.
True, noble prince.
Cousin, shall I be praying? I wish those two princes dead. What sayest thou? Be brief.
Your grace may do your pleasure.
Have I thy consent that they shall die?
Give me some rest, some little pause, my lord, before I possibly speak herein. I will resolve your grace immediately.
The king is angry. See, he knows the leap. High Regent grows Buckingham grows circumspect. Boy!
My lord?
Knows thou not any whom corrupting gold will tempt the gross exploit of death?
My lord, I know a discontented gentleman whose humble means match not his haughty mind. Gold were as good as 20 altars, and will no doubt tempt him to anything.
What is his name?
His name, my lord, is Tyrion.
I partly know the man. Go, call him hither. Buckingham, no more shall never to my counsel. How now, what news?
Marquis Dorset is fled to Richmond in France.
I must be married to my brother's daughter, or else my kingdom stand on brittle grass. Murder her brothers and then marry her. A third way gain, but I am in so far in blood, sin will plague on sin. Dear falling pity dwells not in this eye. Is thy name true?
James True. And your most obedient servant.
There is a resolve to kill a friend of mine.
I, my lord, but I had rather kill two enemies.
Why, let us hast it! Two deep enemies fall to my sweet sleep. I mean, those two princes in the tower.
Let me have a mean to come to them, and soon I'll rid you from the fear of them.
There is no more, but so. Say it is done, and I will love thee.
'Tis done, my gracious lord.
My lord, I have considered in my mind the late demand that you did sound me in.
Well, let it pass. Dorset is fled to Richmond.
I hear that news, my lord.
Stanley, Richmond is your sister's son. Well, look
My
to
lord,
it.
I claim your gift, my due by promise, for which your hand your fate is born. The earldom of Hereford, and the movables of which you promised I should possess. Whatsoever harassed my
As I
just
remember, Henry VI did prophesy that Richmond should be king.
A king?
Perhaps. Perhaps.
My lord, your promise for the earldom.
Richmond, a prophet told me once, I should not live long after I saw Richmond.
My lord, I am just fool to put your grace in mind of what you promised me.
Buckingham, I am not in the giving vein today.
Why then resolve me whether you will or no.
You trouble me. I am not in that vein.
Even so, remorse hear my true service with such deep contempt. May I him king for this. Oh, let me think on Hastings, and be gone to Richmond, while my fearful head is on.
The tyrannous and bloody act is done. The most arch deed of pitiless massacre that ever yet this land was guilty of. Oh, have my soul indeed!
Pointer, am I happy in thy news?
Be happy, for it is done, my lord.
What didst thou? See them dead?
I did, my lord.
Come to me, children. Soon as after supper, and thus tell the process of their death. Farewell. Leave them. The son of Clarence have I paint up clothes. His daughter Mindy have I matched in marriage. The son of Edward sleep. Sleep in Abraham's bosom. And my wife has bid the world good night. Now, Richmond Ace at young Elizabeth, my brother's daughter, and by that note looks proudly on the crown. So, to her I go, adoring, slaying. Hello! Good news of bad. Thou dost come since the Brantry.
Bad news, my lord. Surrey is fled to Richmond, and Buckingham, backed by Richmond's power, is in the field, and still his power increased.
Come, mastermen! My counsel is my shield. We must brave the when traitors brave the field.
So now prosperity begins to mellow and drop into the rotten mouth of death. Here in these confines slyly have I lurked towards the waning of mine enemy.
Oh, my young princess, my tender lips, if your gentle souls fly there, hover about me with your airy wings, and hear your mother's lamentation. So many miseries have crazed my voice, that my woe wearied tongue is still and mute. Who hath any cause to mourn but I?
I had an Edward, till a Richard killed him. I had a Henry, till a Richard killed him. Thou hadst an Edward, till a Richard killed him. Thou hadst a Richard, till a Richard killed him. From both the kennel of thy womb has crept a hellhound that hunt us all to death.
Oh.
Bear with me. I am hungry for revenge. Richard yet lives. Where is thy husband now? Where be thy brothers? Where be thy true sons? Wherein dost thou joy? Who sues and kneels and cries, God save the Queen! See what now thou art, O happy wife, a most distressed widow, for joyful mother, one that wails the name, for Queen, a very caitiff crown with care. that at the course of justice wailed about, and left thee but a very prey to time. Farewell. Queen of sad mischance, these English woes will make me smile in France.
Oh, teach me how to curse my enemies!
Compare dead happiness with living woe. This will teach thee how to curse.
Go with me, and in the breath of bitter words, let smother my damned son, which thy too sweet son smothered. I hear his drum speak coldly in its plains.
Who intercept my expedition?
Oh, she that might have intercepted thee by strangling thee in her cursed tomb. From all the slaughters, wretch, that thou hast done, tell me, thou vile slave, where are my children? Thou told, where is thy brother Clarence and little Ned Plantagenet his son?
Where is the gentle Livers?
Where is Grey? Where is kind Hastings?
Ah, Flemish trumpets! Strike! Alarm jumps! Strike! I say!
I pray thee, hear me speak.
You speak too bitterly.
Hear me a word, for I shall never speak to thee again.
So,
either thou wilt die by God's just ordinance, or I, with grief and extreme age, shall perish, and never look upon thy face again. Therefore take with thee my most heavy curse. Bloody thou art, bloody will be thy end. Shame serves thy life, and doth thy death attend.
stay, madam! I must speak a word with you.
I have no more sons of the royal blood for thee to marry.
You have a daughter? You have a daughter called Elizabeth, virtuous and fair, loyal and gracious.
And must see thy body? Oh, let her live. I'll corrupt her manners, stain her beauty, so she may live unscared of bleeding slaughter.
I love thy daughter, and mean make her Queen of England.
How canst thou woo her?
That would I learn of you.
Nay, then indeed she cannot choose, but hate thee. I go very shortly. You should understand her mind.
Bear her my true love's kiss, and so farewell.
Fool and shadow, changing room.
How now? What news? My greatest survey on the western coast rides a Puritan navy. 'Tis thought that Richmond is the admiral, and there they are expecting a Duke of Buckingham to welcome them ashore. Post the Duke of Norfolk! Take me! Where is he?
Here, my lord, Richmond is on the seas. He makes for England, there to claim the crown.
Catesby, flight the Duke of Norfolk! Beat me very straight, the greatest strength power he can make, and meet me present at Salisbury.
I, my lord.
My gracious sovereign, now in Devonshire, Cardinal Bushy, Archbishop of Canterbury, and Thomas Northern, Archbishop of York, with many more convents, are in arms!
My liege! In Kent, the sun is on yours, and every combatants flock to the levees, and see them I bleed. My lord, the army of the Duke of Arms! Take that! Down! Until thou bring me better news. The news I have to tell your majesty is the Buckingham's army is dispersed and scattered, and he himself wandered I don't know. No man knows whither. I pray thee mercy. Here's my pass to cure the broke eye. At anywhere advised, friend proclaim you to him that bring a traitor in. Such proclamation has been made, my liege. Sir Thomas and Lord Marcus Dorset, disdain my liege in Yorkshire in arms. March on! March on! Since we have been armed, if not to fight with foreign enemies, yet to beat down these rebels here at home!
My liege, the Duke of Buckingham is taken. That is the best news. But the Earl of Richmond is with a mighty power landed at Milford.
Away towards Salisbury! Some take order Buckingham be brought to Salisbury! The rest, march on with me!
Will not King Richard let me speak with him?
No, my good lord. Therefore, be patient.
Hastings, Edward's children, Rivers, Grey, holy King Henry, and thy fair son Edward, Clarence, and all that have miscarried by underhand, corrupted foul injustice. If that your moody, discontented souls do through the clouds behold this present hour, even for revenge, mock my destruction. Now, Margaret's curse is fallen upon my head. When he, quoth she, shall split thy heart with sorrow, remember, Margaret was prophetess. Come, sirs, convey me to the block of shame. Wrong hath but wrong, and blame the due of blame.
And my most loving friends, bruised underneath the yoke of tyranny, that far into the bowels of the land have we marched on without impediment. And here we receive from our Uncle Stanley lines of fair comfort and encouragement. The wretched, bloody, and usurping boar, this foul swine Richard, lies now even in the center of this isle. In God's name, carry on, courageous friends, to reap the harvest of perpetual peace by this one bloody trial of sharp war.
Every man's conscience is a silent source to fight against that bloody homicide.
I doubt not, but his friend will fight to us.
He has no friends, but for friends for fear, which in greatest need will shrink from him.
All for advantage. And then, in God's name, march! True hope is swift and flies with swallow's wings. Kings, it makes gods, and men are creatures, kings. Pitch our tent, even here in Bosworth Field. Chill, why look you so sad?
My heart is 10 times lighter than my looks.
My Lord of Norfolk.
Here, most gracious liege.
Norfolk, we must have knocks. Huh? Must we not?
We must both give and take, my gracious lord.
Up with the tent today! Here will I lie tonight. But where tomorrow? Well, odds for that one, that... What is number of traitors' army?
6 or 7,000 is their utmost power.
Why? A battalion tributes that account. Let us survey the boundaries of the field. Let's want no discipline and make no delay. Follows! Tomorrow is a busy day!
The weary sun hath made a golden set by the bright track of its fiery car, given signal of a goodly day tomorrow. Salvat Brackenberry, you shall bear my standard. Give me some ink and paper in my tent. I'll draw the form and model of our battle. Come, gentlemen, let us consult upon tomorrow's business. Into our tent. The air is raw and cold.
What is o'clock?
It's supper time, my lord. It's 9 o'clock.
I will not sup tonight. Give me some ink and paper. Good Norfolk, find it to thy church, use careful watch to trust these sentinels.
I go, my lord.
Catesby,
my lord,
give me bowl of wine. I have not that alacrity of spirit, no cheer of mind that I was wont to have. But set it down. Is ink and paper ready?
It is, my lord.
Leave me. Ratcliffe, about midnight, came to my tent and helped to arm me. Leave me, I say.
Fortune and victory sit on thy helm.
All comfort that the dark night can afford be to thy person, noble uncle.
I pray continually for Richmond's good. As the silent hours steal on, prepare thy battle early in the morning, and put thy fortune to the embitterment of bloody strokes and mortal stirring war. Once more, be valiant, and speed well.
Good night, kind lord. O thou, whose captain I account myself, look on my forces with a gracious eye. Put in their hands thy bruising irons of wrath, that they may crush down with heavy fall the usurping helmets of our adversaries. Make us thy ministers of chastisement, that we may praise thee in the victory. To thee I do commend my watchful soul. Oh, defend me still. the house of Lancaster, the long heirs of York do pray for thee. Good angels guard thy battle, and relish, and be sit heavy on thy soul, true. I, proclaim the battle, think on me, and for thy edge's soul, despair, and die. Let me sit heavy on thy sword, Lord. He was that died at Pomfret, despair, and die. Think upon grave, and let thy soul despair. Awake, and think how longing Rachel will conquer him. Awake, and win the day. Bloody and guilty, awake, and in bloody battle in thy days, seek the Lord Hastings, despair, and die. Quiet and troubled soul, awake, fight and conquer for fair England's sake.
Dream on thy cousin, smother in the tower, thy nephew's sword, beat thee, despair, and die. Sleep, Richmond, sleep in peace, and wake in joy. Edward and happy son sword, do with thee flies. Thou quiet soul, sleep, thou quiet sleep. Dream of success and happy victory. Thy adversary's wife does pray for thee. Richard, thy wife that's wretched, and thy wife that never slept a quiet hour with thee. Now fill thy sleep with preservation. Tomorrow in the battle think on me, and hold thy edgy sword, despair, and die.
I died for hope ere I could lend thee aid. But cheer thy heart, and be thou not dismayed. God and good angels fight on Richmond's side, and Richard falls in height of all his pride. The first was I that helped thee to the crown, the last was I that felt thy tyranny. Oh, in the battle, think on Buckingham, and die in terror of thy guiltiness. Dream on of bloody deeds and death. Fainting, despairing, yield thy breath. Despair and die. Despair and die. Despair and die.
thought I did but dream. Oh, coward conscience, how dost thou afflict me? The light bulb blue, it is now dead midnight. Oh, cold fearful drops stand on trembling flesh. What do I fear? Myself? There is none else by. Lucian, love, Lucian. That is I am I. Is there mother here? No. Yes, I am. Different! From what? From myself? Oh. I am a villain. I shall despair. There is no creature loves me. And if I die, no soul will pity me. My conscience has several tongues. Methought the souls of all that I had murdered came to my tent, and everyone threat tomorrow vengeance on the head of Richard. Who's there? Ratcliffe, my lord, 'tis I. Oh, your friends are up and buckle on the armor. Oh, Ratcliffe, I have fearful dream. What thinkest thou? Will our friend prove all true? No doubt, my lord. Oh, Ratcliffe, I fear. Nay, good my lord, be not afraid of shadows. Come, go with me.
Good morrow, Richmond.
Good morrow.
How have you slept, my lord?
The sweetest sleep and the fairest boarding dream have I since your departure had, my lord. Methought their souls, whose bodies Richard murdered, came to my tent and cries on victory. How far into the morning is it, Ross?
Upon the stroke of 4.
Why then 'tis time to arm and give direction. God and our good cause fight upon our side. Richard except those whom we fight against had rather have a twin than him they follow. For what is he they follow? Truly, gentlemen, one that has ever been God's enemy. Then, if you fight against God's enemy, advance your standards, throw your winged swords. For me, the ransom of my bold attempt shall be this cold corpse on the earth's cold face. But if I strive, the gain of my part, the least of you shall share his part thereof. Sound drums and trumpets, boldly and cheerfully. God and St. George, Richmond and victory!
God and St. George! Richmond and victory!
A black day will to somebody. Ratcliffe, my lord! The sky that's seen today. The sky that frowned around upon the army. Go, gentlemen! Every man to his charge! Conscious but the word that cowards use. Our strong arms, their conscience and swords our law. March on! Join bravery! Let us treat pell-mell, if not to heaven, then hand in hand to hell! Hark! I hear the drum. Fight! Gentlemen of England! Fight for German! Our thousand hearts break within my bosom. Advance our standard set upon our foes. Our ancient words, courage, fierce and truth, inspire spleen of fiery dragons. Upon them, victory! Sit on the heavens! Victory! Victory!
God and your arms be praised, victorious friends. The day is ours! The bloody dog is dead!
Courageous Richmond, where hast thou quit thee? Lo, here, this long usurped loyalty from the dead temples of this bloody lich have I plucked off to grace thy brows withal. Wear it, enjoy it, and make much of it.
Great God of heaven, say amen to all. What men of name are slain on either side? John, Duke of Norfolk, Sir Lord Ravel, Sir Robert Brackenbury, and Sir William Catesby. Inter their bodies has become their bars. Proclaim the pardon to the soldiers fled, that in submission will return to us. And then, as we have taken the sacrament, we will unite the white rose and the red. Smile heaven upon this fair conjunction that long have frowned upon their enmity. England hath long been mad and scarred herself. The brother blindly shed the brother's blood. The father rashly slaughtered his own son. The son compelled, being butchered to the sire. All this divided York and Lancaster, divided in their dire division.
Now, let Richmond and Elizabeth two succeeders of each royal house, by God's fair ordinance, conjoined together.
And let our heirs, God, if thy will be so, enrich the time to come with smooth-faced peace, with smiling plenty and fair prosperous days.
Abate the age of traitors, gracious Lord, that poor England weep in streams of blood. Let them not live to taste this land's increase, that would with treason wound this fair land's peace. Now civil wounds are stopped. Peace lives again. That poor England may live long. God say, Amen.
マネージャーの戸郷趣味です。本日は皆様方お忙しい中、我々の公演に来ていただきまして大変ありがとうございました。我々の公演をするにあたりまして、陰ながら応援してくれた仲間をご紹介したいと思います。素晴らしい衣装、役者45名が素晴らしい衣装を着ておりますが、その衣装を着てくれましたコスチューム担当の方です。メイクアップ、ライティング担当です。大道具お願いします。小道具、舞台監督お願いします。音響担当、プロンプター、広報担当です。この講演を行うにあたりまして、麗澤大学イギリス語学科の先生方にご援助をいただきました。発音指導もに援助いただきました田中俊平イギリス語学科主任、中道先生、中山先生、梅田先生です。どうもありがとうございました。そして我々の演出家でありますギャビン・バントク先生です。この作品の作者でありますウィリアム・シェイクスピアです。本日は皆様大変ありがとうございました。